Hello, this is Everett Pierce, and it is December 21st, 2016. I've had a few minutes to kind of calm down, reflect of this duly noted Part B. And then in Part A, we was discussing on the topic of religion, which relates to what we're going to talk about in this Part B, about this man that was on Delta, I believe. Some Adam Salam, a Muslim American, and how, well, it's religion, Muslim. Okay, we got billions of Muslims out there, a couple billion. Okay, it's one thing when you're stoking racial tension, white and black, basically something that doesn't exist. We have what we can prove in the court of law, 50 million shades of brown. Basically, working people against people, nations against nations. And what this video is a good, well, it's not good, it's a freaking excellent example. And also a sample of the things that's been happening during this presidential election with Trump. And recently in the news, there's been a woman who had claimed that she was at the subway and that some guy pulled her covering off. And now it was a false story. Fake news. So as days come along, you're going to notice more and more this fake news and the falsehood and the deception will come forward. And it's all pointing towards stoking people up. People against people. Nation against nation. So, what I saw this video, which I'm going to show you here in a second, which is on Fox News. Now, let me give you an example, a reference, Seventh Heaven. If this was Seventh Heaven, and he was on a plane, if we had planes there, and he pulled this, okay, Brett Baier, if you watch Fox News, he's a badass. There's a mad dog and badass. What he's doing, he's stoking up tension between religions against people, using this is my freedom of religion. Really. We have Berlin, Germany. Someone yells out, Allahu Akbar, and then runs 12 people down and kills them. A terrorist act on a area that is lit up and celebrating Merry Christmas. Means unity. It's more than just Jesus' birthday. Meaning that if I'm going to have you come to me versus you going to your family, I would have you go to your family. Unity. Okay. So, I'll mention two people. One's a mercenary. Mercenary general. The other person, Brett Baier, is a badass. And how we would handle this to neutralize it. And it wouldn't make it into a court of law. Now, what's in there is obviously, like we see in YouTube, you get someone picking their nose. Oh my God, there's 12 million views. And as we know of stoking things, what's been in the news, the terrorist attack in Germany, and then we have an ambassador of Germany or Russia being killed. So everyone's like this. If you're looking at an aquarium and there's got spiders in there and I go like this in the back of you, you'd be, oh, fuck, shit. Because you're thinking that maybe one of the spiders got out and it's on you. Okay, as that is an example, as in a parable. So people have tensions up. Okay? In a sense, that would be classified in conspiracy. You got to be using your noggin here. And say, that's freedom of religion. No, that's called fucking your right of stupidity. It has nothing to do with religion. And you're going to use your common fucking sense. If we were in an outright war between Christians and Muslims, they're fighting and killing each other for a cause that they believe in because you have given them the false news of thinking we have something against the Muslims. I'm all the religions put together. And then in this video, he has a cap and there's blonde hair coming out. A true Muslim, it's his natural hair. It's one of the characteristics you will see with Muslims. Okay, not saying they wouldn't change color of their hair as a rule of thumb. They're perfectly okay with who they are and what they are. Okay? So in this video, we're going to break it down as to making it, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that this is bullshit, it's stoking. If anything, you should be seen as a terrorist. Because if you strike a war between two nations, and especially religion, under that banner of religion, ISIS is hiding behind that banner of religion too, and they're also killing and raping and God, whatever else that they're doing out there. You know, I'm not over there, okay? But I don't have to be over there because I am already aware of these type of individuals. Because why? Maybe because I fucking brought them here. And so why would you fucking do that? Well, that is another video series. If anything, they remind you not to be complacent. If you want to be forever life, you have to be aware. You never let your guards down. You do it in the reflex mode where you just naturally do it, like brushing your teeth, and then you look back and say, well, did I brush my teeth? Of course you did. So it really pisses me off. And to all the Muslims out there and people of Islam, I ask you to relax, take a deep breath, because he does not fucking represent Islam or Muslim. And since my religion is everything put together, put me in a stadium. Let's get everyone together. And you'll know beyond a shadow of a doubt, I'm an author, not a scholar of this shit. That would not be tolerated whatsoever. I would bring in Brett Baer and then Denzel Washington, who's a general mercenary. Brett Baer he's a badass. He knows how to hurt you so bad to the inch of your life and still keep you alive. In front of those people that you just disrespected and try to stoke. And if you insisted to still fight out of your ignorance, then Denzel Washington, with no hard feelings, he would snap your neck and you'd be done. And then they would apologize to the people on the airplane. And then they would also one step further and say, if there's anything we can help you out with to ease you, to calm you down. And they would clarify as to that nonsense is not of their people. And they will be very firm about it because he's not representing a Muslim or a Muslim American. He's taken on two things. Our religion or our government is a religion. America in the seventh heaven. America is a widely known name. So if someone calls me, I have many names. Someone calls me Jehovah. Does that mean I'm God? No. But if I come up to a caveman and I have a smartphone and I got all these fancy clothes, to him I will come off as if I'm a god of some sort. It's literally or symbolically. So if they, hey, Jehovah, I know how they're really dedicated religious people. Like we see with Catholics, practicing being consistent. Okay, so we can dissect all the religions out there. And I encourage all the religions. I don't need a book. I don't need teleprompter. Let's go and debate. And let's eliminate the fact that I'm not a scholar. I'm an author of this. Okay, so let's show you this video, and I'll break this down to you. So we're going to flip this around. If you can see it, and we'll... Okay.
About this, the controversial video, a popular Muslim American prankster getting removed from an international flight. And
okay, your first notice here, his camera is keep flipping around. So he's trying to capture everything that's happening, the response of the people standing around. People are not being aggressive to him. They're standing up wondering if if there's going to be a terrorist attack. Okay? And he's making sure he's being very loud. He didn't shut his mouth and say, okay, I'm going to get off. Because he's claiming that he said Allahu Akbar or talking to his mother, and that he's being kicked off the airplane by using particular language, which is bullshit. And then he raises his voice, like what we in Berlin, Germany, killing people and then say Allahu Akbar or shooting the ambassador.
Are questioning whether it's
See, he's drawing attention to himself. He's raising his voice. If you look at the people in the background, they're trying to stay neutral about it because they don't know what the hell's going on. Now, if he was a true Muslim, he'd shut his fucking mouth by now and he'd stand in the front to be escorted off if he was truly being violated of language. And if you notice people in the background, they're just what in the hell's going on here? And I guess this guy here has a history and a website that he likes stoking. He does crazy things because he wants something to go viral.
or a hoax. Kevin Jackson and Richard Fowler are here. The controversial video, a popular Muslim American prankster getting removed from an international flight, and why some are questioning whether it's discrimination or a hoax.
Okay, so with that being said, you can probably go on YouTube. I'm sure the video is available. He's drawing attention to him. At this point, we know these are facts. We have 9/11 using a plane to take down 2 large buildings. That sting, like a bee sting, people are still fresh on that, even though it happened in 2001. And it just happened in Berlin, Germany. I told on the 15th, you bring on those people in the coverings, which is spiritual warfare. That is not freedom of religion. That's warfare. If I can't see who you are, how do I know you're not packing AK-47 or got explosive? And then you got this guy here in Berlin. Like I said earlier, was explained, you're watching this aquarium with these spiders and you hit the back of their neck and they're like, oh, fuck. Well, that's what's happening here. And anyone that's watching this, and the Muslims out there, he does not represent Muslim. He doesn't represent Islam. This is you know what it is a deploy to put a video out there to get it go viral. Because when, if like I said earlier, in terms of communication, if I say please and thank you, people just kind of overlook you. But if I get up in your face and say, fuck you, what's your problem? What's his problem? He's going to go to hell in a handbasket. He cussed. That was a dirty word. No, but it's a tactic. I understand that tactic, okay? And Hollywood and capitalism, they all do things to get people's interest. I can understand. I wrote the book. But when you have a terrorist attack in Germany and you have an assassination of a Russian ambassador, I know the Russians. Even though this is not Russian, I know Putin would look at this and say, what the fuck is he doing? You're going to start a war against religions? And it's like, my ambassador just got killed and you want to stoke up some more shit? Oh yeah, Putin would bitch slap his ass. I know Russians. It's my job to know all the nations. That's why you're here. So anyways, Brett Bart would hurt him to an inch of his life. And it would probably take months and months for him to heal. Because of extinction. If he's consumed. And just the point is, I'd rather hurt him versus seeing billions of people fighting now. Spiritual warfare. Many people have died, been slaughtered, bloodbath, because of spiritual warfare. So, and if he's still pushing it, he's hurt and his bones are broke, because Brett Bart would not touch his face, he wouldn't touch his genitals, but he would, like a meat tenderizer, he would hurt him and still keep him alive. And if at the end, and he's still insisting, then Denzel Washington as a mercenary, to show the people on that plane to show the Christians and show the Muslims and any other religion out there. That is not how we are, since he's carrying the name Muslim American. And they would not be questioned. Because we know with certain individuals, like I was saying, is knowing your pieces and how they are and how you're supposed to code of conduct. If they two came in and they end up breaking his fucking neck, no one would question it. Because they know these particular people follow a certain strict guideline. If not, I will step in and I will kick their fucking ass. But when you get in the higher level of evolution, it's illogical. It's illogical. Would you move out of your house and dig a cave and live in it and throw your phone away and all your computers and never talk to your family? It's just illogical. People wouldn't do that as a rule of thumb. So, yeah, that was a fucking stupid move on his part. And then, like I was saying earlier in Duly noted, generals, only certain generals are allowed to put their hands on me. My generals are supposed to know. If I get fired up, they know the certain key things. If I'm getting consumed of energy, you don't want to fucking deal with me. Because what I'm going to put on you, you will never forget. It will horrify you. So, like the cobra of Sphinx, Egypt, lion, the body of a lion, face of a man. Okay. So my general would stop in might even push me back, slap me, I got this. It might be Trump. Trump says, okay, now you're going to deal with me. It might be Denzel Washington. If Denzel Washington talks to you and you're on the seventh heaven, you better start saying your prayers because he's going to kill you. And there'll be no hard feelings. And it will be done with love and respect. And in whatever religion or faith you're in, it will be conducted as such because it's nothing personal. But if you're that so far out and you're consumed by extinction, that's why Brett Bart would get in there. And because the body has memory cells. And then the spirit controls your brain controls your body. It's going to send a message back to your spirit. Stop that nonsense. Now, it's far different than a child running across the road. But when you're stoking up tension between racism or religion, especially religion, when you're dealing with billions of people and people can die over this shit, and you know this was just in the news, he knew that was a person looking at an aquarium of spiders and then going, boop, burp. I mean, look at the faces of people on that video. It speaks for itself. And then moving around. And make sure you capture it all because this video is going to go viral. It's like you strike a war and then people are dying in the millions? What the fuck? Who cares if your video goes? You're going to probably end up being dead too. So I would take the first tactic is so he doesn't forget. It's not a punishment thing. It's so he remembers what he does. And it might take him a long time to heal. And if he still insists he's in, then Denzel comes in. To calm people down. To identify, clarify. He is not. He is off. He's radicalized. This right here is a form of radical. And hiding behind the banner, I have a freedom of religion. Fuck that. You are not protected under freedom of religion. What has currently been happening? Terrorist attack? Assassination of ambassador? No. And you're raising your voice? I don't see anyone attacking him. I don't see anyone beating him. And he wants it. And listen to this. There was a section there and he's talking and he says, I could cry. And if you listen to his words, okay, you're going to say where this is at, I could cry. His action, his behaviors has nothing to do associated with crying. He's stoking. Now, if he was, like you have seen me in some of my videos, I'm trying to hold back my emotions is to keep it somewhat balanced. And if I say, I'm so mad, I could cry, and you see my eyes watering up, there's consistency. What I'm saying and what I'm talking about and the words in which I say But when the way he's talking, raising his voice, and he said, oh, I could cry. Everything is inconsistent. And then he's making sure he's videotaping it and captioning people behind him. The stoking aspect. That's no different than a guy running a semi, which on the 15th I was talking about the coverings and spiritual warfare. And the problems they're going to have with the refugees, 1 million people going in there, if I can't see who in the hell you are. And that's exactly what he's doing. He's got this beard. And if I have a book, the Bible in my hand, does that make me Christian? No. If I have a thing over my head, does that make me Muslim? No. Your faith, or in terms of religion, is your belief system. And the things that you carry out is the byproduct of your belief. You know, the little cap on the head with the Catholics. That's symbolism of the spirit. The spirit controls the brain, and the brain controls the body. And you have twins out there, identical from the same cell, and yet they had 2 different personalities. Triplets, sixlets, and they all have different personalities. Now, they have connection because they're from the same cell, so they would be able to understand their communications. But they still have they have their own identity because of the spirit, the unseen energy. Seen energy, unseen energy. Like this video. I don't feel the wind, but I see the effects of the wind. So watch this. And then pay attention to when he says, I could cry. And tell me if that's consistent with someone being legitimate and genuine. You know, you got to train your mind of being, because you got some highly skilled individuals of deception. Now hiding behind banners. Like we see with ISIS. Hello, Akbar, in the name of God. You're saying you're killing him, chopping his head off. So essentially on the same note, you're saying God is incompetent, and now you have to be the big brother and protect God and do what God should be doing. So it's a paradox. You don't have to be doing God's job, just like I'm doing right here, educating people. That's a form of doing God's job, educating people. Islam stands for being a problem solver. The byproduct of problem solving is peace. That is not peace. Now, if he was violated, well, consider the situation with Berlin and the assassination. People are a little fucking antsy. Okay? Go up to the front. Be quiet. Shut your fucking mouth. Don't stoke it. Just get off the plane. Real simple. Get on the next plane. I'm sure Delta would put you on the next plane. But you make it up there with the airplane, and let's get all the video. Let's get it up. Because when this son bitch goes viral, I don't know, is he making money off of this? Or is the Democrats paying him to do this? You know, there's been in the past, and not just Democrats. You know, I've seen it in many people. You go down Bangladesh, okay, for example, and then I say they make $1,000 a year, and then say I'm a Democrat. I go down there and I say, here's $10,000. I'm going to give it to your family, but I need you to go over here, and I want you to say Allahu Akbar and then kill people. And then, you know, when you die, your family got 10 years worth of resources. And some family, these members, they're going to look at it and say, I'm going to do this for the sake of my family, for salvation, for self-preservation. Moving forward. That has been done many times. Or scalping a white man. And it was a Democrat that freaking did it. To make it look like the Indians were attacking them. And say, see, look, the bad Indians. You know, this guy in Berlin. You know, me being a general, a president. My general's going to come to me. He knows how I want my information. You first come to me, and you're going to tell me what he isn't. He isn't a female. He isn't this. He isn't this. And it starts narrowing in. Don't come to me. He was saying this, and Allahu Akbar. Fabrication. You know, actors out there. You don't have to be in Hollywood to be acting. To set up and stage up so you can work against nation. I mean, there's so many facets, so many tools that people are using out there. You have to use confirmation. That's why in a higher evolution, you are minimum 3 confirmations. And if you got 3 confirmations from different perspectives, I ain't talking about asking the same person the same thing 3 times, because they're going to tell you the same answer every time. But I could do that. I could. Different days. Because I can read the language, collective information. That's what a president, that's what the media. The media is supposed to be set up like a presidential cabinet. Did you know? If we were at war, Brett Barr, if that news media, Fox News, was under attack, he would just kind of like Jason Bourne. He would just know how to do shit for the self-preservation of the news media there. So actually the news media is really supposed to be set up like a presidential cabinet. Variety of different talents. Because the president needs collective knowledge, needs to rely on the media. The media needs to be able to inform we the people, and everything is a functional tool. But lost in translation. You got a lot of people, especially the Democrats, they feel their entitlement, as if I'm here, so this is my day spa, and this is granted to me. Bull fucking shit. A 5-star general didn't get 5 stars because he was laying on his ass and watching television, eating popcorn. No, he's putting his ass on the line, and he was just lucky enough to survive. And you recognize that, because if you need him again, success, you say, oh, he's got a bunch of billionaires. Well, you don't become a billionaire. You can become a millionaire by thieving and stealing from people. But you don't become a billionaire without establishing a certain well-developed skill set. That's what Trump is making sure. He knows he's my apprentice. He knows how to set up in a cabinet. He's going to set up how I would. And he understands, and you say, well, that's an ever cabinet. No, he understands the value of it. He understands it. It's like, well, why does he eat cheesecake? Because he loves the taste of it. When I, as a teacher, you can change it up a little bit, but keep certain formats. It keeps you strong. Having multiple names. So this, yeah. It didn't take me but a second to know this was what I've seen many times. They do some oddball things, someone picking their nose and then 12 million views. I don't know if he's getting money out of it, or if he just wants to notice of it, or maybe someone's paying him to stoke up tension between people. Okay, you're on an airplane, you're a Muslim, and you're talking about, people getting killed in Germany, people are getting, the ambassador of Russia. So now you have three things here. You got Russians, you got Christians, and Russians, Christians, and Islam. I was like, they want to just go a few. They're trying to get everyone in there. And Americans, because America, our religion, our government, is a form of religion. On the $1 bill, in God we trust. If you take E equals MC squared, Abraham Lincoln, February the 12th, February, 122. You advance E twice, E, F, G. And then M, you do it twice. And O. The C, you advance it 1. It spells out God. Because we have some video on that briefly explaining that. So if you want to do I encourage you, don't just take my word for it. See this video. And don't be the freaking idiot out there that goes out and hurts this guy. And do something stupid. And he'll say, see, I told you, No, if there's going to be anyone, let it be the Muslims handling their own people. And I would strongly suggest you hurt him bad. Like spanking a child on the ass. And you say, you don't represent us. And you're not going to kill millions of us because you want to stoke tension. Yeah. If anyone, have Muslims step to him. Take him back, symbolically, take him behind the barn and hurt him. Don't touch his face. Don't touch his genital. Just beat it like you're a meat tenderizer. Just hurt him really bad. Make sure he does not forget that you don't pull that shit. Especially when you have other things going on. And, it's like everyone's looking at that aquarium with spiders. And they're going, ooh, ooh, fuck. And you wonder why people are antsy and nervous and scared and all these emotions. Stop it. Stop. In any nations, Russia, Islam, Muslims, whatever nation you're in America. Take a deep breath. We're not against you. The Christian, everyone just relax. Don't jump to the conclusion about it. Because do you want to be a professional extinctionist? Because once you're extinct, then you go in that museum as an example, as a teaching tool, as a professional extinctionist. Means you could not avoid extinction. You want to be forever life. And yet you weren't able to use your God-given skill sets to avoid it. So it wins and looks at you and says, look what a pathetic fool it is. And it's like, you have people out there. It's like they're going to fail. It's like they're going to fail. But they want to be the best at failing. Self-fulfilling prophecy. Manifestations. Voluntary, involuntary. Have you ever heard of these things? You should by now. If you don't, then you need to be educated. Oh, that's right, because if you go to California, they're going to teach you, they're more concerned about teaching being a fucking Democrat. You have a topic, teach it. Teach it like I told you as Einstein. Objective and creative mind. Hit it from all angles. Then you can eliminate this false news and fake news and whatever news. And then nations are not jumping the gun. Like what was done back in 1865 and with the Indians. People are really, because you select the tree of good and evil. It means you have all these skill sets. And the Democrats, not picking on the Democrats, but they have dug down. They're developing their skill sets on the negative side. It's time for you. And you don't have a choice. You have to develop and build your skyscraper up. Donald Trump, his numbers on his Trump Tower is 721. If you read it this way, like some nations, they read it from right to left. 127. I'm born December 7th. Chest area, rib bone, Adam and Eve. 12, 7 cervical vertebrae, normal. 12-7. Now who's going to come by? And what I presented to you on an author level, this is just samples. I'm afraid to give you all of it because it will make you feel so freaking pathetic. You'll crawl underneath that rock and then I'm screwed because you're no good to me underneath that rock. You're too afraid to come to me. You're too afraid to talk to me. You're too afraid. If you see something's out of sorts, especially for my gender, you're too afraid to touch me. It's about covering each other's back. So, yeah. And you say, oh, Brett, he's Fox News. It's like the first car, I will say Volkswagen, because, say love bug, okay. But as soon as you get that car, and he knows every car of that make and model, I'm of the seventh heaven, so I will recognize the seventh heaven spirit. And sometimes it identifies itself because of the skill sets that Michael Jordan, Mike Tyson, it's like at their worst, it's far better than a lot of people's best here. So on the Duly Note 18 about religion, we're going to cover in many different areas to eliminate bullshit. And you say, Everett, you're crazy. Get on some meds. Well, you know how many people have done that? They don't understand me. They don't want to open up their mind and at least entertain. Let's debate. Let's debate using facts. We hold these truths to be self-evident. We're going to cover religion. And you're not going to find anyone more thorough than I am. I don't need teleprompters. I don't need that book. You open up your book, pull out a passage, and I will explain that passage, and then I'll tell you what's not there that I deliberately left out. Why would I do that? Because when I say, hey, I'm the author of that, and you'll say, bullshit. But when I start talking about certain things in a thorough and detailed way, and then I put things in there that fits in like a piece to a puzzle, and you'll say, holy shit. So, yeah, let's get to a conference. Let's talk about religion. I don't need teleprompters. I have it all here. So if you're in question, you want clarity, let's get it out on the fucking open. And let's stop this nonsense. And if he wants to do viral videos, then stay the fuck away from stoking up tension between nations and racism. Because that will kill you quicker than anything. On the fast track of extinction, we are further along than we've ever done in a million resets. I mean, finally, we waited the Democrats out. Now it's our turn. Well, I'm the third element, the Trinity. But the Republicans now is going to put their mark in. And if they don't watch the way they step and they don't start building their tower and they keep digging down, it'll be 300 years before a Democrat ever gets back into the presidential office. My White House. Because that nonsense is over. Because if the Democrats can reset a million times over, the Republicans can hold out not a million, not a billion, but trillion resets. So Democrats really need to step up their game. You get the Republicans in and they can't stop it now. You had your chance. You had your fair chance for many lifetimes, many resets. Your shit is over with. You don't have entitlement. You earn that entitlement. And if I'm going to give you credit, yeah, you've given us hell for a million resets. But eventually you are going to flip that coin. You're going to fuck up. So your legacy is over with. And there's no hard feelings. Because we're going to force you to evolve because you refuse to go that direction. You find it easier to be deception in the wrong way. Killing people in the wrong way. Abraham Lincoln, Democrat, told me to my face, you fuck us over on this 13th Amendment, we're going to kill you. I said, fine. And then I took it to a play. And I made it where if you're going to come and kill me, I'm going to make it easy for you. Because I stand on my fucking principles. You know, with this water and Flint, you get someone in strong and love and passion for their principles. They are willing to die for it. You get someone deception and bullshit. Like this guy right here. You put an element of death in there and you'll be like, oh, I'm sorry. It was just the point. It was Jojo that gave me some money to do this. I want a viral video. I'm sorry. I don't want to die. That's how you know. You put the death energy in there. Are you willing to die for what you believe in? I was at Abraham Lincoln. Go to a play. They thought they were playing me. I have respect for Republicans and Democrats. And everyone has their own perspective about it. But if we don't stop the Democrats, we are never going to get out of this fucking cycle of recycling, reset, Armageddon, Armageddon, Armageddon. And they're laughing at us because they don't want to advance on. It's like they think it's a fucking day spa, and if we control everything and we own everything, and this entitlement, this is mine, I'm from Harvard, and this is God-given bullshit. You're going to earn your stripes. You're going to earn that stripe, that star. Nothing wrong with that. You want entitlement, you're going to earn it. It's not given to you. You know, you say, you die, you go to heaven, you believe in Jesus, and through Jesus, you're going to go to heaven. God is not at the other end to be your freaking butler. Mortisa, you're here in heaven and I'm here. I'm solely for your pleasure. No, God, highest evolution, is going to say, what hate to inform you, mister, but you're going to pull your weight around here. And when we see out here in society, in America, why other nations hate us, want to kill us, it's something simple. If everyone pulls their equal weight, then it's less stress on everyone. It's a simple concept. You know, get that slave master shit out of your head. You know, I'm a highest ranking of evolution. And I refuse that. If someone, my sir, you know, it wanted to treat me and act like a slave to me. And it's like, will you stop that shit? Have some dignity. You know, it is one of my names. Sir, yes, sir. I have a function to you. You have a function to me. But don't come to me acting like some freaking slave. Sir, yeah, sir. Oh, okay, sir. Talk to me. If you're pissed off, say, with all due respect, sir, but fuck you. And then you drop it. Okay, then I know you're serious. Okay? You need a day off. Relax. Spend some time with your family. You're not going to hurt my feelings. But I'd rather you speak up versus sitting on that couch and saying nothing. You still got to owe the code of conduct. Show respect. So if you come to me, President, you're going to start out, Mr. President, with all due respect. I know you want to do this, but fuck you. Okay? You got my attention, cadet. What am I not seeing? That's how you know you got a functional cabinet. Well, sir, I know you decided on this, but I noticed a change over here. You're going to attack over here, but they have already moved over here. Thank you, cadet. I will listen to what he has to say. But if you come forward and you don't have any factual things, I'm going to bitch slap you. And it's like, this is not reserved for you just to practice telling me, fuck you. Okay? So that's why we don't want to devalue certain things. So if you say, Mr. President, with all due respect, fuck you. Okay? You got my attention. Tell me what I'm not looking at. Well, sir, over here, and he shows me facts. Well, cadet, you just moved yourself up to sergeant. Well, that's not why I came in here, sir. I just don't want people to die. Well, you're on your way to general. Because somehow, you know, you just have this natural inclination of what a fucking general is. And you're not afraid to step up to me. Because I am not afraid to step up to you. You say, I'll kill you, Everett. Really? Threaten me with a good time. You going to torture me? I'll teach you how to torture me. So, no, I don't fear death. I've been through it all. I've been through many things. And you could take the position, Everett's crazy, and then it's like, well, who is really crazy?